Hey, soul warriors, have you ever felt like you're one step away from unlocking your true potential? Imagine a life where your mind, body, and spirit are in perfect harmony, vibrating at the same frequency, leading you to a state of alignment that you've only ever dreamed of. In today's video, you'll discover how aligning the 3 crucial aspects of your being can transform your life in ways that you never imagined. So let's uncover the secrets to living from a place of wholeness and shining without the struggle. Mind, body, spirit, heard it since the very beginning of, even before my spiritual journey started. Mm-hmm. And it's not until in the last year I've really realized, which is my favorite, my go-to, my mind, because I'm so super logical, in charge all the freaking time. Mm-hmm. My spirit, where I'm falling in and out of it during select times. And then my body, largely ignored. Largely.
I think for me is spirit first. I'm always connected there. Body ignore. Mind. I try to keep that as empty as possible.
Which is sometimes a good thing and sometimes not.
And I don't mean like absent-minded in any way. I'm just saying I control my thoughts as much as I can. Because I don't like thoughts controlling me.
Right.
Because since I am such a manifester, I just don't like random shit that goes through my mind because I don't want it to create in the outer extremities of my life. So I keep that on lock.
I don't know if you're talking manifestor in general or in human design, but in human design, I'm a generator. So my thoughts are constantly my creativity flowing and thoughts like generating.
But you can create some cool shit.
I really can.
Your mind is like, I don't even know.
It's exciting in there and it's scary and
it's
sometimes
an
overwhelming
place to be.
Yeah, it is. It is.
Sometimes when it comes outward, it's like I find myself going, ooh,
what is all this?
What is happening right now?
So if you are super logical, let's just jump into the mind. Let's talk about that. Like I think it's 95% of our life is controlled by our subconscious thoughts, which is a lot. So we need to be really super aware of what we're putting in there and what's coming out and how we're directing that. Because I know, like, if I just let it fly, if it's a creative time, it's amazing. If I'm going down some deep, dark rabbit hole, it sucks. Yeah. It will dig me so deep that I can't see the light for days.
I can see that. Yeah, I've been there.
Yeah. So what do you do that like keeps your mind like in check and in a place?
Well, I first of all, I get curious. I always try to, let me rephrase that. Most of the time when random thoughts come through, I get curious and then I start to ask a lot of questions to myself. Why am I thinking about that? Why all of a sudden is that particular emotion in, bringing forth these images, things like that. And that's how I start to figure out where it might be coming from and what the core problems that need to be addressed. Because there's usually some kind of something, for me at least, something that needs healing, shifting, or to be looked at. So that's where it usually ends up for me.
And mine is 2 things. My first one is observing. I guess it's kind of like being curious. If I feel that stuff start to come in and I start to get kind of up and overwhelmed, I'm just like I'm watching a movie. I'm observing the thoughts and like, whoa, look at that. Look at them going here and there and trying to connect all these negative things. And okay, yeah, like you said, so you can get to the core of it. But also I recognize now, I used to say I'm not afraid of anything except for like heights and stuff like that because I'm willing to, tap into that courage and walk through anything. But I realized that those underlying squirrel thoughts are old programs, old shit, old beliefs, old emotions, old stories I keep telling, which is all based on some fear, some trauma in there. Yeah. So I friend my fear. I don't look at it like I need to get rid of it, fix it, anything. I am whole all the freaking time. So that is in there for a reason. That is in there to tell me something, give me some sort of valuable information. So that's my friend. So I'm going to talk to it with compassion. I'm going to be curious about it, with my full heart open to really receive like, okay, this is where you're going. I see that you're not feeling safe or you're scared or that really hurt. I get that. This is not that. So, then I talk to my mind, like, mind, bring me peace. mind, bring me focus right now. I'm very direct with it, not like, okay, mind, I don't want to think about, money anymore. I don't want to think about that old friendship anymore. I don't tell it what I don't want to do, because the mind doesn't hear that.
Right.
Your mind hears the direction. So it's hearing want and the old friendship that hurt me, or want and lack poverty mindset. And so it's bringing me more evidence of that. It's only doing its job. So it's up to me to direct it.
Right. It's interesting when you were talking about fear. I can recall for a good portion of my life, I consistently thought of myself as being fearless until a coach that I was seeing at the time called bullshit on me.
Yep.
Which I totally appreciated. Sucked at the time, totally appreciate it now. But I was doing the whole masking the I'm fearless thing so that I wouldn't look at the things that I was fearful of.
Yeah.
And when I finally got to that place where I was looking at all the fears that I decided, I should say, all the things that I decided were fearful to me, kind of came to surface, and I got to handle each and every one of them. I was surprised by most of them, mind you.
Yeah. We hide things from ourselves so well.
Brilliantly, I should say, because let me tell you, I did not know that those were the things that I was fearful of, and took care of them. And now it's just a part of who I am.
Yeah. And so if those things keep coming up in your mind, it's probably a second part that you're not looking at, the body.
Yes.
So this is what we're talking about, all three of these things, because usually we dive into one or two and not all three, or just one main focus. And so we're missing pieces. And so we're never really embodying that wholeness that we're looking for.
Right.
So if you've been doing a lot of mind work, like I did a lot for a long time, see, I'm getting this is what's coming in for me right now. Whatever you think it is, go down that path, explore that, but then do the opposite. So this is what brings me to body. So I did a lot of mind work, logic work, mindset work, subconscious work, clearing, the feelings attached to it, all that. Never looked at the body. And the body is where our traumas are stored. The body stores all the energies of all the experiences that we've ever had, good, bad, and indifferent. So that's like calling bullshit when the mind's like, oh, this is what's up. And the body's like, because this happened in 2002 and it's right here. And it's like, and you might get like, an illness coming up around something, or, your body might start shaking in a certain situation. You're like, what's going on? Like, I'm perfectly safe, but your body's remembering some old stored trauma.
Right. I mean, for me, we've known this for a while now. Every time my back starts to act up, it has to do with some level of security and safety, some kind of issue that's coming up for me, be it financial, be it family, be it whatever that I might be worried about, thinking, i.e. the mind. They all really coincide, because if you're not listening to the mind, it's going to start talking to you in other places, like your body. For me, it'll trigger my back pain. So it's interesting how they talk to each other.
Yeah.
Because the minute I handle my business when any of those worries, if you will, the pain goes away. I've been for many, many years without any real major back problems.
Where you used to be hospitalized every few months.
All the time. And it was ridiculous, because I was in that fear thing. I was in deep, and not until I realized that, I can talk to my body. I can, check in and say, you know what, I'm feeling this. I don't know what you need from me, but please help me understand what I need to do physically to be able to shift this so that I'm no longer in pain, so that you're no longer in pain and we're no longer in pain. And started doing that versus what I was doing before is like, whatever. Right. It hurts, so what? Yeah. I'm stronger than that. I can get past all this nonsense. Or the other part is I don't baby my stomach. back in the day and all that stuff. Now,
Hospitalized, hospitalized, hospitalized.
exactly. So instead of having that kind of a mentality or that kind of vibe towards it, I talk to my body.
Right. I mean, that's like a parent or some adult when you're a little kid going, just suck it up and deal with it. Stop crying. Like you're totally dismissing you.
Yeah.
That's commonly what we're doing to our body.
I was infamous for that. Man.
Yeah.
Infamous until I really started, tapping in and talking to my body and really getting my thoughts in order and all those things was when everything started to change.
Yeah.
Few and far between now, let me tell you, when anything like that occurs.
Right. And really check in with, what do you say all the time? What do you think all the time? Like I did an exercise with myself. I do this periodically. Like, what am I saying a lot? Mm-hmm. And a lot lately I've been doing, just suck it up, Carter. Suck it up.
I used to say that
too.
Yeah.
You got this. Just, just do it a little longer. Just keep pushing. Where I'll ignore that I'm tired or I'm hungry or whatever and keep focusing on the things to just get it done. And then that's not good energy to put into it. So I realized those two things were something I've been saying a lot to myself lately. And I'm like, oh, where did that come from? And then, instantly my brain's like, from here, and my body's like, from there. And I'm like, okay. So I took a moment and I apologized to my body and I sat with myself and I'm like, I am so sorry that like I've been treating you like that and ignoring like that and shooting those things at you, just suck it up. And the body's like, I'm just trying to hold it all together the best I can with the, toxic air and food and people and and energies and trying to hold all this energy you're trying to call in, but then you're not supporting me in doing this. Mm-hmm. So this is another thing. If your manifestations aren't coming to life and you've been doing all this work, how are you supporting your body? How are you getting it stronger so it can hold more energy? How are you hydrating it and caring for it, like with, touch and connection
and how and what does manifest gives you a good indication where your mind is.
Yes. Or what's stuck in your body.
Or what you're feeling or what's stuck in your body. That what you're manifesting, that kind of pinpoints you back to that part. And that's where you can tweak it.
Right.
Make the adjustments you need to make. Like you were saying all these things that you were sucking it up and all those things. You ended up getting really super sick. Your body just gave up on you. It was saying, fuck you.
Yep. I can't do this anymore.
I can't do this anymore. You need to change.
Yep. And it started shutting down. So I had to choose.
Time.
Yeah. I was told I was dying. So I had to choose between, do I still want to be here? So I started taking care of my body like crazy. But as soon as I was well, right back. Right back. Oh, I can push it again now. I'm good now. I'm having lemon water in the morning. I'm all right.
We're always trying to see how far we can take that line, man.
We are. And it's okay to tiptoe over that edge as long as we're recognizing it and we're pulling it back. Yeah. We're never going to be perfect with it. So please don't beat yourself up. Like if you haven't drank the right amount of water that day, just maybe set reminders for the next day or just whatever. It's a new moment from now on. I'm aware that I'm dehydrated. I'm aware that I haven't done anything to move my body or take care of it or even just acknowledge it or let it sit in peace. Like meditation is huge for the body and breath work because the mind is like kind of calming down so that the body's not like handling because it can't tell from like a real experience that's happening from one that's playing in your mind over and over again. So that trauma that you're like, it happened once 20 years ago, but your brain keeps going back to it. Your body's being re-traumatized over and over again. I realized this with myself. This was several months back with money, is that I was hitting like really high highs where I was having a big surplus and I was able to pay things off and down and invest money and then low lows. And I'm like, what is all of this? And I realized the old money program stored in my body from childhood and just from the ups and downs of it. So I did this whole money wealth embodiment thing where actually I'm putting on music that just feels high vibe and abundant to me. And then like, okay, where is it feeling stuck? Like, and pulling that out of my body. And what's an old program of like, I have to work hard to make money. And that's right here. So I'm like, I'm ripping out anything I don't need. And then I'm digging up gold and I'm bringing in all the energy And I'm physically doing something. So my body's now having an experience of removing what I don't need and an experience of embodying what I do want and need and who I am at my core. If that makes sense.
Yeah, perfect sense.
And the second thing, and then we'll wrap up the body part of it, is nervous system regulation. If you're feeling overwhelmed, shaky, like there's way too much, it's because your nervous system has been on like high for way too long. So it only knows how to be on high and frantic, and it can't settle back down. So please look up nervous system regulation things, simple things, meditation, walking, breath work, but there's a million different things that you can do to help re-regulate your nervous system so it calms back down, which leads us into the third vital piece of being all that you can be is spirit. All day I've had the Jelly Roll song, I Only Talk to God When I Need a Favor, playing in the background. My spiritual DJ is strong when there's a message that needs to come through.
I love my spiritual DJ.
Right? Yeah, we all have one, whether we recognize it or not, when that song gets stuck in your head.
Yeah, you can call it what you will, but that's your spiritual DJ.
Yeah.
Yet another clever way they communicate.
Exactly. And so, yeah, if you're having trouble, again, receiving messages, just flip the radio on for a second and see what the first thing that comes up. Yeah. We had a cool comment today. Somebody who asked the universe for a sign that they were going in the right direction. They've never followed our channel before, and they opened up YouTube and it showed us, you know, your higher self wants you to hear this message right now. That was the first thing on the top, and they clicked on it and it told them exactly, like, point blank to their situation, and they're like, thank you. So, you know, we love that stuff. If any of this touches you, please share in the comments, because it helps us know like what's helping, what's working for you, so we can create more of that, because this is for all of us as a community to keep evolving.
For sure.
So, okay, back to Jelly Roll. I only talk to God when I need a favor. So are you only meditating? Are you only grabbing like deep into your spiritual toolbox when you're off kilter, when you're overwhelmed, or when things aren't going your way? A lot of us fall on and off of this. Yeah. And again, that is normal to cycle. But the more that these things become habits and part of your daily, the easier it will be to catch your mind and be curious with your mind, or really be present and informed about what's going on with your body.
Right. I mean, picture this. You're going through life and now everything is frantic. Things are falling apart, all those things. You've got that, your nervous system is going haywire and all those things. And now you sit down to do, you know, talk to God, meditation. What kind of energy do you think you're now tapping into? You're bringing to the table that frantic energy, that worry, that concern, that whatever it is, that's what you're bringing to the table to a practice that's all about being balanced. So when you sit there and you want that instant thing, no, that the universe is going by what you're feeling, that's heightened, and the energy that's heightened. So that's what you end up getting.
Right.
What if you practice these things consistently, good, bad, indifferent, your body knows, your mind knows, your spirit knows exactly where you're sitting and what you're needing, without all the frantic shit in the background.
Yeah, it's like creates a bunch of static, so you can't get clear signals in.
That's a good word. Static.
Yeah, a lot of static. The way I'm picturing it is like if you're a cell phone, so you know you got your mobile data on, your Wi-Fi on, whatever, so that you're picking up all the signals of everything, all the energy that's going on around you. And as you're going throughout your day, your battery's getting lower and lower and lower. And if you don't plug in, you're not going to be able to stay at full power. So when you're starting to feel overwhelmed or broken or less than, it's because your battery's running low. Yeah. And this plugging in is plugging back into the essence of who you are and back into spirit and source. So
and let me tell you, it's fast.
Yeah, it's like a fast charge right now.
Fast charge. You plug yourself in to the higher parts of you, to spirit and all those things. You're supercharging, man.
Yeah. So are you the type of person that lets your phone run down until you're like at 1% and you're like, crap, I just have to finish this phone call, where you're seeing the red blinking thing and you're hoping it doesn't shut off on you? Like this, your mind's going to shut down, your body's going to shut down, your creativity, your intuition, all that stuff starts to shut down as you get low.
Yeah. It's going, nope.
Yep. So if you stay charged, you stay plugged in, And I don't mean you need to be tethered to a wall all the time. You need to be tethered to your meditation or wherever it is. Like you can just do these quick little things here and there just to like plug back in. I'm just taking a moment to be present, taking 3 quick breaths, like before I go into that meeting or before I leave my desk, before I leave my house, I'm like, okay, I'm bubbling myself in good energy where only anything of unconditional love comes in and only anything of unconditional love goes out, and everything else just bounces off and falls away with ease. And then you're going throughout your day. It can be very simple, easy things to plug you back into spirit.
It easy, like all you have to do, it's scientifically shown, 3 deep breaths automatically centers you.
Mm-hmm.
Automatically.
Slow.
Okay. Very slow. You can do that box breathing. That's the best one for that.
Yeah.
Where you do like 4 counts.
Inhale, hold.
Hold, 4 counts out, hold, and you create a box. Instantly focuses you, recalibrates you, does all the things that you need. And it takes nothing out of your time.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're more of a person that needs a little bit more of that ritual things to it, then go ahead, sit in front of your altar, your prayers area, whatever, however you want to do it, and take 15-20 minutes to meditate, to pray, to just sit in silence, or do those things. And again, it again plugs you in.
Yeah.
So
if you're feeling like we said at the top, like you're one step away from unlocking your true potential, but you keep getting stuck, it's probably because one of these aspects, like we started with the beginning, like what's your favorite one that you go to all the time, that you sit in? How can you like check in with whatever one you ignore the most more often, and balance all these 3 parts out and make sure they're all addressed, because that's the holistic picture of you and who you are. And that's how you start to feel that fullness, that wholeness of your being, not the broken being that you're walking around pretending to be, or that you've been taught that you have to be. So if you're one step away, look at all 3 of these aspects and hit us up. Let us know which aspect's your primary thing. Oh, and one thing I just thought of, you spoke about recalibration. Mm-hmm. We just did the April energy update, and it's all about recalibrating your energy. So we'll tag that up top if you want to listen about what the waves of energy that are coming in right now, so that you can really anchor into that.
All right.
All right.
We're good. Be kind.
Peace.